Hello, hello, this is Ignacy Trzewiczek from Portal Games, and this is John, and this is Portal Games vlog, and let's start. Guys, in this vlog a lot of topics to discuss, but first we start with the good news, great news, amazing news, because lately there's only grim news around our industry. Last episode of the vlog is the most record views, more than 2,000 views on our vlog, so thank you for all these people who decided to see what I'm talking about, the tariffs and the Trump. So apparently there are some good stories out of this Trump craziness. Thank you for all of you who watched, thank you for all of you who commented under the last video. I have printed a couple of your comments, so at the end of the vlog I will talk to you and respond to your comments. But before that, before me doing FAQ with you, we discuss what's happening at Portal Games. So let's start. Let's discuss things in the order I have them here on the table, which is pretty random, but let's do it. Bohemians, a couple of updates from the Bohemians. It's in print. We sent files to the print. It's happening. It really is happening. We finished the work on the game. I exchanged video messages on WhatsApp with the designer Jasper, congratulating him on the game, congratulating him on amazing development of the game. The game initially was awesome, and right now at the final stage it's freaking amazing. So I'm very proud of what we achieved with Jasper here. Kudos to Hanna Kuik for the amazing illustration, and Tomasz Jędruszek for Muse's illustration, and Roman Kucharski for Hart's illustration. We had 3 illustrators hired for this project. A great game, prepared to be released around Essen time, with the Essen pre-release in Europe. So great news. I'm very proud. On the grim side of today's reality of the board game industry, we decided to print less copies than initially we planned. So the print run is only 60% of the initial plan for the American market. So we printed as planned for Europe, we print as planned for rest of the world like Australia or Asia, but for the American market we had to decrease the print run to the level of 60%, because at this point we cannot afford paying that much taxes, and it was too much to cope with. Of course, we have no clue what will be the tariffs when the game will be released in September, October, but I couldn't take a risk, and so sorry for that. If the game will be successful, we hopefully will reprint it, but at this point no risking, too difficult situation. So Bohemians, amazing game at the manufacturer, but me and the owner of the manufacturer is not very happy because we had to decrease significantly the print run for American market. Now let's move to the next game, Age of Galaxy. With this one, lots of mess. The game is almost ready. We have the information from the manufacturer with the information that we very soon can pick up the games from the manufacturer, and we are now at the stage of the situation like most of the publishers in the America. We actually don't want to pick up the games. Like, we prefer them to stay in China. We don't want to move them to America, because when we move them we will pay additional 125% of tariff, and we cannot afford that. So at this point we are negotiating with the manufacturer how longer we can keep the game in China. On the other hand, we have Gen Con approaching very soon, so we are now in this super weird balancing act between not moving the game to America because we don't want to pay the tariffs, but at the same time we don't want to miss the Gen Con. This is a very serious problem, and this is a problem for all our industry. The many of the publishers are very open on social media. Tiffany Caris from Hachette said very openly on their social media accounts that she prefers to just leave and destroy the Hachette games in China instead of bringing them to America and paying these tariffs because they cannot afford that. This is ridiculous what's happening. So with Age of Galaxy, it was our planned Gen Con release. At this very moment I don't know what will happen at Gen Con, and I don't know if we will have this game at Gen Con. We are debating, calculating, thinking how we can survive this additional 125% of the cost added to the production. And last but not least is a phrase they teach in Poland in schools, kids, at the English lesson. And they say this is the phrase, and last but not least, you will use it at some point in your life. And here I am, using it. Last but not least, Race to Berlin. Race to Berlin starts today on Gamefound, so if you're watching this vlog, please go to the link. Will we have a link below?
Okay.
We will have a link below, so click the link below and check out the campaign and a twist. So last week I told you that it is possible that we will not run the campaign. In the end, we are running the campaign, but we are running the campaign for Europe and for Poland, for all the different parts of the planet, of the world, but not for the American players. So for the American players, many of you are watching the vlog, many of you are loyal fans of Portal Games, many of you are our friends. We met so many times at different conventions. At this point, we have no clue what will be the tariffs when the game will be produced in September, and we have no clue how to charge you for that. So we decided that we will run the campaign for the Europe and Asia and Australia, etc., etc. And for you, our friends and fans and backers from America, we will provide you a way to add a pledge $1. So you are from America, you just put this $1 pledge that says yes, we want to have this game. We are like subscribing for the thing, and when we will run a pledge manager later in the year, when we will see what is the actual tariffs, we will either tell you the cost of the game is $200, like it makes no sense, please cancel your pledge, or we will tell you yes, this is the final cost of the game plus shipping plus the tariffs. So we are not leaving our fans behind, we are not leaving any US player behind. We think about you, we care for you, but we don't want to charge you right now because we have no clue what sum we should charge you. So for all of you in Europe, for all of you in other parts of the world, please support us. We need your support. For all of in America, we need your support, but at this point be very careful, just back $1 and we will see what will happen. Of course, it's a huge blow for the Race to Berlin campaign. You guys who are in the industry for years, you know that crowdfunding is all about building a hype and building a success story, and when the game is funded, when the game has millions of dollars, it gets faster and faster and faster. Us leaving the whole Europe, US market behind, with us not having these pledges from American players, means that this campaign will go very, very slow. So on one hand, I really appreciate every European player to support us. On the other hand, we are in a grim mood these days. We know that this campaign will go super slow and not as successful as planned, because we have to ask American players to wait, pledge only $1 and not $40 as it was planned before. So this is Race to Berlin. So basically what's happening? Once again, greetings to everyone who voted for Trump. It is really super exciting to give some adventures roles for us publishers. Race to Berlin, we had to cancel American players as for now as a backers. For Age of Galaxy we have game printed, but we don't want to bring it to America because we cannot afford tariffs, and for Bohemians we have to go with 60% only of the planned print run because we cannot afford taxes. Thank you for this super awesome year for us and for all other publishers. And speaking about all other publishers, I want to give a shout out to our friends in America who are even in a worse position, because we at least have some operations here in Poland. They have only operations in America. So this week in Poland we are releasing Eons and Wygnańcy. Yes, Eons and Wygnańcy, which means Outpost. Eons and Outpost. This is a brilliant game from Indie Boards and Cards. What? Outcast. Eons and Outcast. Shout out to our friends at Indie Boards and Cards. We are doing this game in Poland. This is one of the best, if not the best, deck building game on the market. I absolutely love Portal Games. Is proudly publishing all Eons and games here in Poland. We released like 5 base games and like 20 expansions, like insane. I personally have all Eons and in my collection. I am a proud backer of original campaigns, so I cannot wait for Polish editions, and I already back English American edition, so I'm very proud to have most of these at home, even in English. Eons End is a brilliant deck building game, so please care for us, help us survive these grim times, but also support our friends, support other people in the industry. So if you like deck building, if you like very smart synergies between cards and fighting boss and battles with them, this is one of the best games on the market. I'm very proud to be a Polish publisher. Greetings to Indie Boss and Cards, greetings to Travis. I hope you will be fine and somehow survive these difficult times, and all of you who are watching the Portal Games vlog and believe in my taste, this is brilliant. This is an amazing game. Buy it, have it in collection, play it. Stay together, stay well, help each other. And now let's go to FAQ. I answer your questions. So yes, I printed the internet because I'm old, and when something is in the internet, I love to print it. I have an amazing printer, and I print everything: emails, websites, and comments. And I printed in a very small font. So sorry. Laurent says, do tariffs apply to donations? What if we donated $50 as a thank you gift? You send us a game worth $40 for free with no shipping costs. No sale means no tariff, right? So geeks and gamers try to hack the system. I'm too afraid to hack the American system. I don't want to get arrested by FBI or other things. But yeah, I can confirm that among the publishers, when we discuss, when we talk a lot these days. Every publisher is trying to hack the system. Every publisher is trying to find solution. Every Polish publisher tries to survive in this difficult situation. Maybe a donation, maybe our fans will donate game for us. That would be absolutely amazing. Mike Reeling is saying you can read all about Portal Games on BGG. Portal Games is calling the pot black. They were grifting before grifting was cool. I had to use AI to learn what calling the pot black means, because I didn't know the phrase. It means that I'm criticizing Trump, even though I should be criticized. This is what I learned from the internet. Mike, Portal Games was not putting any tariffs on anybody. Before, Portal Games was not destroying the industry. Portal Games was a growing industry. And me personally, if you read a little bit more about me and what I was doing for the past 25 years, I was basically the person who was growing the whole industry in Poland here. So I'm quite opposite, not destroying industries, rather growing them. So thank you for teaching me the phrase calling the pot black, but I think you use it wrong. So keep doing that better. J. Mark says, yet another company is losing over half of their potential customers in America because of how they voted. This is very interesting comment, because it says that me being very open about the situation, me being very transparent, talking how my company is destroyed by some people who voted for the Trump is not good for my business. So first of all, your vote was not good for my business. This is a fact. This is a fact. Your voting was not good for my business. And then you will not buy my game, you will not play my game. This is you losing. Like I believe that the Bohemians is one of the best games that will be released this year. I believe the Robinson Crusoe is one of the best cooperative games out there. I believe the Detective provides so much fun. This is a great game for the game night with your friends. So basically, if you are offended, if you are not buying my games, this is you losing. I provide a great game experiences. I believe in my games, and I think that we provided a lot of fun, a lot of joy to many homes and many families over the years. So if you get offended, yes, please be, because you are making our lives super difficult, and most of the industry is just in terrible situation right now. We already saw information about companies going out of the business and due to situation what's happening right now. So yeah, J. Mark, yes, I'm insulting, please be offended. It is your fault that we are in damage situation right now. Henry Clark is saying, great comment, thanks for sharing. A bit off topic, but I want to ask, I have an ox water with money and I have the words fortune, brown, patch, note, fire, cancer, amused, employee, gesture, lawyer, rookie list. How should I go about deposit them to Binance? So my answer of course is super simple. Just roll weather dice, see how many clouds there is, and if there is a rain, you are fine. If there is a snow, you are in deep trouble. I hope this was a good answer. Godplay says, surprised that 80% of the revenue comes from Poland. Can we get more insights into your sales worldwide? So this is a very interesting and serious question. And obviously I will not show you my books, obviously I will not tell you how much money I make on different markets, but I can talk about in general because it's a very, very interesting question. So it changed over years. So I built my company and I was always saying that the company has many legs, and depending on the situation on different markets, we were always fine. And sometimes we were stronger in Poland, sometimes we were stronger in Germany or in Europe in general, sometimes we were stronger in America. There were times in the history when the most revenue and the biggest influx was from the Boardgames digital, believe it or not. So with all these different companies that Boardgames is basically, we always were safe. We always be able to take care for the all employee working here. So for instance, around 2012, 2013, 2014, the income from Boardgames digital, back then it was not called Boardgames digital, but it was already our digital department, and the sales for Neuroshima hacks on the iPhones and iPads was so insane. We sold hundreds of thousands of apps, and it was really a lot of money coming to Boardgames from the digital part of the company. And then around 2014 and 15 and 16 up to 2018, with the explosion of Detective, our American part of the company was very strong, getting stronger, and the influx of money from the American market was very, very important for the company. Around 2019 and 2020, when I stepped down from the position of CEO of Boardgames Poland, and Greg Polewka was promoted to CEO of Boardgames Poland, and the Boardgames Poland grew extremely. And now, as I said, the main income from Boardgames is from Polish department. Like Greg Polewka, the new CEO, just grew the company insanely, and we are just releasing the biggest hits right now from all the companies. I said that we do Root, we do games from Eagle and Griffin Games, like new games from Lacerta, we do Zombicide and Blood Rage from Eric Lang. Like we do all the games, we do about 50 new titles here in Poland every year. So the company is huge, and this is the biggest part. And besides that, we have of course the other part of the company that is licensing. So every game that we design, like for instance Bohemians, is then sold to different countries, to France, to Germany, to Italy, to Spain, to all the different countries, and this part of the company brings also a lot of income, but of course it depends on the game. So if for instance in 2023 we had I think 15 or 14 lots of releases of Imperial miners to all different countries, this part of the company, the licensing, brought a ton of money to the revenue of the company. Last year, 2024, when we released AI Space Puzzle and Resurgence, we had less different editions. Resurgence was released only in English, Polish, and German and Spanish, I believe. So not many languages. So this part of the company brought less money. With Bohemians, we are very, very hopeful that once again this part of the company licensing will be very strong in 2025 for us. So to sum up, without, as I said, giving the exact numbers, the company is built on very different divisions. Each division is operating in different markets. Depending on the situations, different markets bring bigger or lower revenue to the company. So yes, we expect that in 2025 our Boardgames US department will bring not much money because of the situation, but hopefully we have a great time for the European division with French edition, Italian edition, Spanish edition, German edition, and many editions of Bohemians. And as I said, the Polish department is as strong as never before. Thank you for this very interesting question, much better than the previous one. Maybe I will just once again read the previous one. Great content, thanks for sharing. A bit of topic, but I want to ask, I have an Ox wallet with money and I have Tony, our friend Tony from Logging Days and Taking Names, asking me, maybe in the next vlog we can hear your thoughts on how this economic situation may impact your Gen Con attendance and other publishers' vote has been cast. So thank you for the question, Tony, and it's exactly as I said. So many publishers at this very moment are debating if they will have Gen Con release, and as for now my bet is that you will see this year at Gen Con I don't know how many. I don't know if it will be 10% of the exhibitors or 20% of exhibitors or 50% of exhibitors, but you will see significant number of booths that will not have a new release. They will say, we postponed the release for Gen Con, we cannot afford these taxes, we cannot afford to bring this new shiny product to the Gen Con, we will just have our old titles, our old catalog on site at Gen Con. This is true also for portal games. As I said, we are debating if we are bringing Age of Galaxy for Gen Con, or we cannot afford that, it is too expensive, and we will go to Gen Con with our last year release Printing Press, Resurgence, AI Space Puzzle and other games, and promote them at Gen Con without this new shiny item. So it's grim, but I'm eager to see how it will resolve and how many publishers will say, no, we cannot afford to have new release at Gen Con this year. It will be very, very weird Gen Con. And on top of that, there is of course a lot of discussion about a new shiny thing in the America. This is deportations. I read in the news that there is a lot of things happening around this new topic. So there's many Europeans who are a little bit scared to go to America and not get deported to some. Thomas says, could you allow your fans in the US who want to support Portal Games to pay extra for shipping for Race to Berlin so you can have the campaign? TR, once again, thank you for being a fan and friend, and maybe even in the reverse order, friend and a fan of the company. I appreciate you. As I said in the very beginning of the vlog, so we will do for the Race to Berlin that you will be involved, you will be part of the campaign by paying $1, and you will have access to the pledge manager. And when we are ready to ship, when we are ready with the games, we will make a decision. We will be very open and very transparent. We will show you at this very moment the tariffs are at this level. Did mean that shipping plus tariffs cost that much. If you want to add this game to your pledge manager, please do. So we have no clue what will happen. For sure, with the tariff of 125%, it makes absolutely no sense for anyone in America to buy this game, and this is devastating because the game is freaking amazing. And Petra Shalona asked me, you have the red hair? Yes guys, I have a red hair. I had fun with my daughter. She was dyeing her hair and some of the stuff left, and she was like, oh dad, come, and then I have a red hair. It brilliantly matches the stock market in America, so it's very thematic these days. Stop politics. Guys, thank you for being awesome fans. Thank you for watching the previous vlog in so many numbers. Thank you for all these questions. If you have more questions, if you have more thoughts, if you have more things to discuss, please let's do FAQ every week. I love to print more of the internet, and I love to discuss with you your questions. So please don't hesitate. Ask me questions, ask me comments, and if you voted for Trump and are offended, let me know that. Thank you for being awesome. And once again, if you want to support us and you are from Europe, Australia, Taiwan or either Singapore, please Race to Berlin needs your help. It needs your help, needs your support, because we cannot have US backers at this point, and this is devastating. Thank you for being awesome once again. Take care. Talk to you next week.
Let's make this castle to